think we just
Hey, Annabel.
start. Hey, Lucy. So here we are.
Here we are.
Recording our first podcast. We are in my bedroom. We're laying on my bed. We actually did make an attempt to record before.
We did in my kitchen.
In your kitchen.
On the hottest day
of the year. Yeah, it was sweltering. I was really stuck to the seat.
Because we had to turn the fan off to record.
And I got blackout drunk.
You know what? We had a pretty good go at it that day. It
was really fun, yeah.
We just got too hot.
It was way too hot.
We had to stop recording and go in my room by the fan and just...
chat.
Yeah. That's when the recording should have gone on because that was all the juicy bits.
Actually, for real.
We were very behaved at the table because we were trying to be presentable for the people.
Which I no longer have any interest in.
No interest at all. Not care less.
Good. I love that energy.
Yep.
So, I don't know that we have a name for our podcast yet.
We haven't discovered a name, but our executive producers are brainstorming downstairs as we speak.
So, if you hear any loud noises...
that's them brainstorming the podcast name.
I think it's just working title for now.
They had some good titles, but they kind of make us come off like alcoholics. Yeah.
My idea, which I think is brilliant and should be the name, is... Wait, what is it?
It was my idea first.
Classic me.
It was.
Did I just say that out loud?
Yeah.
I think that's a great name for the pod. And then the other idea
was a bottle of... ...
whatever we're drinking.
Whatever we would be drinking that night. But that makes us sound like alcoholics because...
Unless we shared the bottle.
Oh, of course we... Are you...
Well, but
you
not like red wine,
bottles.
I like champagne. And how does this work? It doesn't.
True.
So, yeah, that can't be the name.
Unless it's just you drinking the champagne and I'm having water.
Boring. Not interested.
I know, nobody cares.
So, I think what we're going to start by talking about is briefly, because we don't want to snooze alert anyone, is our experiences in quarantine. I know quarantine is tired and old at this point.
That was my idea, guys.
No, but it's not a bad idea. It's just like...
Listen, I just wanted to share with people what has kept me going and what's really helped me through the quarantine, because I think I've appreciated when celebrities or people that I follow their writing, their whatever, when they share ways that they cope with life. Yeah. It helps me realize, they're just like me.
It's like grounding. You're like, yeah.
It's grounding. Yeah. Like, I'm not doing that bad, you know? So I wanted to share a couple books that have really impacted me during quarantine. But how's your quarantine been? So if we think...
Phases.
Yes, definitely phases. Because
first 2 weeks.
The middle of March it started. I remember I had my last day of freedom about March 17th.
So I refer to it as BC and AC, before COVID, after COVID.
Love it.
I suppose DC, we're in the DC years right now. But DC? During COVID.
Done.
I'm just gonna take it. Or it could be done with COVID.
Done with COVID, that's good.
Let's take a sip. Let's do a cheers.
Cheers.
By the mic. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
What are you drinking?
Water.
Fibber. I'm drinking Prosecco or champagne at all times.
I'm drinking a lovely Cab.
When the first reports of COVID were happening... in China...
Right. Yeah, right. Because
China.
We heard that it was
when we started
by a monkey in China.
It was a bat. Basically, there was a divide, wasn't there, of people that were like, everything's going to be fine. Usually just being dramatic. Mm-hmm. I've seen enough zombie films to know what was about to ensue.
I had no idea.
I fucking knew.
I was one of the ones that was
you were just like, it's fine. I fucking knew. I knew. I went full prepper.
You did?
Full prepper. I had everything. Yeah. I was texting my friends, figuring out, writing down who's doing what, blah, 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 just to suss out, how people were feeling about things. I knew what my instinct was. And I remember distinctly being at the Dresden. Have you been to the Dresden?
You know, I've never been.
Oh, Marty and Elaine.
That's so embarrassing to see. I've never been because
to go when if they're still alive when this is.
I know, right? Because I'm a huge fan of swingers, and I'm from LA. I said
God rest their souls like they were already dead. I meant to say God bless their souls and long live Marty and Elaine. I fucking love them and they best not die.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like I've been to the Dresden, but I have not. No.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So you were at the Dresden.
I was at the Dresden, and it was like full as ever.
Yeah.
And I was feeling on edge.
But the news had come out.
The news had come out that there was a
thing in China.
A new happening, and it was going to be like bird flu part 2, whatever. I remember feeling very weird about things. Like, I felt weird about touching stuff, and I just felt weird about things. And I very distinctly remember looking around and having a very, like, out-of-body experience, being like, this is the last time it's going to be like this for a long time. And I wasn't fucking wrong.
Wow, you were so much more aware than I was.
I was like, it was like I was in a film. I was watching people, like, I'll never forget this one guy, slick, wearing the suit, skinny, like, very flamboyant. He had his legs crossed and he was drinking his drink, laughing. And I just remember thinking, like, this is the end of this. And he embodies that for me in this moment. And literally within a week, it was like,
wow,
lockdown.
Yeah.
So we were in lockdown. I was terrified for the first 2 weeks, beside myself terrified, because I'm thinking zombie films.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking this is going full 28 Days Later.
I didn't know you're so...
No, I was so
into
scared.
Zombie films.
No, I'm not. I'm terrified of them.
What's your favorite zombie film?
It was like, truly, this whole thing was like my worst fear. Because I was like, this is going to turn into like a zombie thing.
What's your favorite zombie film?
When you say favorite, you mean the one I hate the most?
Yeah, the one you hate the most.
Was 28 Days Later, which is the last.
It's terrifying.
Scariest film.
My brother Spencer and I watched that movie together. We were holding each other. He was on my lap.
I went to the movies to watch that.
You went to the theater?
Yeah, to
Hell
see
no.
that. And I'm clutching my pearls right now.
I know you are. You're like doing this really nervous.
Okay, so I took brownies thinking like that I'd
clawing
made.
at your chest.
They weren't pot brownies. They were just regular brownies. Me and my friend Camilla made them. And I was eating them to begin, and I was like, oh yeah, great. And then it was such a disgusting, awful film that I began to feel physically sick. And I really have never eaten brownies since. I was disgusted by the film. You know when that one lady's tied down to the thing?
I don't remember. I wiped
it's just
it
awful anyway. So I'm thinking this is what's going to happen. So this has been for me, and all my friends know this about me, like a zombie invasion is one of my worst like any situation I'm in, any room, I'm looking for the escape or whatever it is in a zombie situation.
Now you know what's going to happen. Fans of the podcast are going to send you brownies.
And zombie things. Don't. And... so this is what was going through my mind. I literally lost like half my body weight in 10 days from fear alone. I was so scared. And I was very intense about lockdown for the first, until we moved into phase 1. So however long that was, 80 days or however long it was.
Oh, until May?
A long fucking time.
Yeah. If
I walk close to the supermarket, I would leave them outside my flat. No shoes came in my house. I wiped down every grocery. I was like...
oh yeah, I saw on your Instagram.
I was terrified.
You were making me realize that I should take it more seriously, because you on your Instagram, you have the vegetable wipe.
Yep.
You were wiping down
everything.
groceries.
Wiped down everything.
And I was watching your Instagram going, I need to like step it up here, because I would be forgetting to wash my hands. I didn't wash any groceries.
It stopped me biting my nails. Finally, something stopped me biting my nails.
Wow.
I was terrified. And
your nails look great.
We went into phase 1, and then I went to see my family at that point in Santa Barbara and kind of broke the spell a little bit. And that was fucking weird, because in Santa Barbara it was like they had so few cases that it was quite normal there. So I got there and I was like, am I dreaming?
Mm-hmm.
In LA, it's like you're in this apocalyptic, horrible situation. And you go to Santa Barbara and it's like quite normal. It was so weird.
Were the stores open?
Yeah, everything was open.
Oh my God.
I had like a panic attack in the car because I was like, I shouldn't be doing this. I should be staying at home. This is so dangerous. And everyone there was just like, chill, everything's fine. Like, just calm down. And then I went back to work literally like maybe 10 days after that. So, and I work in a shop. Mm-hmm. So what am I going to do? I'm working in a shop.
Mm-hmm.
What can I tell you? I'm out.
Well, you seem to be pretty laid back now about
everything.
I'm
very chill now. I wash my hands. I wear my mask. I don't see people who, like, aren't my people. I'm not trying to meet new people right now.
Right.
I'm not
it's not really the time to start new friendships. 2020 is not the year for new friendships.
Yeah.
Except I met somebody and got engaged, so what does that say?
But you and me met, but we'd known each other a long time.
Yeah, you and I met.
Which is weird.
You and I met for the first time a few months ago.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've known you my whole life because our families have been close since before we were born.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always knew of you, and your sisters babysat me when I was little.
Just so funny and weird.
It's crazy. But you and I had never met, and we were introduced through Chelsea Hamill, our friend, and it's just been love ever since. It's been great. It's been amazing.
So that's been the vibe, basically. It's like all of that, and then there was a lot of colouring books going on at the beginning of COVID. I watched a lot of costume dramas. I've watched all of them. So last week I signed up for PBS because...
Oh, yeah, you're going down the line.
Every other channel, I've watched all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I needed a new supplier for my drug.
Well, now you're going deep into the Brit land of rom-coms.
Yep.
Wow.
Just want to see as many...
How many Jane Eyres have you seen?
All of them.
You've seen all the Jane Eyres.
I've watched all of them, and then also all of the Wuthering Heights.
All the Wuthering Heights.
Have you seen Okay, look. Not to slander, because...
I'm sorry, I'll stop you right there. I've only seen the Laurence Olivier. That's the only one I will watch.
Okay, there's one other good one.
Okay.
They say it's the impossible film to make.
Yeah.
Because the mood and the symbolism of the Moors is, like, impossible to embody...
Well, the mood and the symbolism of Larry Olivier is also impossible.
Well, there you go, maybe, yeah. So the one I saw was with, who's that babyish French actress, Marion
Cotillard?
The one from Chocolat? Is that her?
No.
Who's the lady from Chocolat?
Juliette Binoche?
Yes, young Juliette Binoche.
Ugh, doesn't get better than that. She's an angel.
Terrible accent, but I was moved. And then it's Ralph Fiennes.
Get out.
Honestly.
Doesn't get better.
What a brilliant
The two of them together
is just kill me.
Beauty.
It was... And I've watched and read every version imaginable. They've all been shit to me until this one.
Oh, well, I do have to see that.
You have to see it. It was so good. It's worth however much it costs to rent it.
I do.
Whatever.
$2.99.
I was going to watch... So there's one with Tom Hardy and his now wife.
Really?
Is
it bad?
I am a Tom Hardy stan. Like, I am obsessed with him. He's like... He's my
double down on you for that.
Man. Like, I am salivating thinking about him.
You know what? He was my dream man until I saw him say in an interview that he had never seen Streetcar Named Desire. And that he didn't feel that he needed to see any Brando movies. And I was like, I think we're done here.
No, I know. He's so up himself and he's like delusional. But this is the thing. I think to be famous, you have to either be an egomaniac or completely delusional.
We'll talk about that later. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that.
Okay. So I really think that you have to be one or the other. And I think that he is a delusional egomaniac. But that's my man.
So he did a version with his now wife?
Yeah, and his accent was so bad that I burst out laughing.
Why can't anybody get it right?
No, it was so... Maybe we can insert a clip here.
Well, let's see what we can make of it. Oh, God, what a beauty.
I turned it off immediately.
Wow.
I couldn't continue. So I didn't even dig in because I was like, this isn't a comedy. So I'm going to need to just move on.
So you've been diving into the period costume piece melodramas.
All of them.
Okay, great. I'm finding that I'm very, very sensitive to any horror movie, any violence,
can't do it.
I can't do it right now. I just can't. And I'm a huge horror fan. The Shining is my favorite movie.
Is that a horror film?
Yes. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Is it?
Of course it is.
I just don't know. I get confused by that film.
Yeah, that's why I'm obsessed with it. I watch it over and over and over because every time you watch it, it goes deeper and deeper and you have more questions. It's so amazing.
Yeah, it's a really horrid film.
It's a horrible film.
Jack Nicholson, though, sexy fucking bastard, in my opinion. Even now, I would still...
You know what? He was my first dance.
In your life?
In my life.
Like, he was the first person you danced with?
Yep. So my dad took me to Don Henley's wedding.
Okay.
As his date. And I was like 12 or something.
Cute. Adorable.
It was cute. We went in a limo. It was like a father-daughter date to Don's wedding. And we're sitting at the table at the reception. Because my dad said he wanted me to experience what like a full-blown wedding was like.
Cute.
And we're sitting at the reception. And I'm sitting in between my dad and this man. And at the time, The Shining was my favorite movie. I don't know what was wrong with me as a kid, but I always...
Yeah, that's pretty weird for a 12-year-old.
Pretty weird, yeah.
Little psychopath.
Yep. And this guy is sitting on the other side of me, and he's leaned over me with his arm behind my back on my chair, and an arm on the table, and he's leaned over me, and he's just flirting with me, not in a... gross way, but he's just charming.
Yes.
The pants off of everyone in the room. And he's talking to my dad and
being the legend that he is.
Being the charming legend that he is, because Jack Nicholson will flirt with everybody, and that's why he's so captivating on screen. And he gets pulled away to talk to someone else for a second, and I say to my dad, "Who is this guy? Who is this?" The guy had just been...
Yeah.
talking to me for like an hour. And he said, "That's Jack Nicholson." And I said, "What?" Because he had his sunglasses on. So I didn't know that it was the guy from The Shining.
What was he wearing? A tuxedo?
Yeah, he was wearing a tux. And he had his shades on.
So here's what. You slip me a bottle of bourbon, a little glass, and some ice. You can do that, can't you, Lloyd?
And this is at night in like a big tent. He's got his shades on. So my eyes go wide and I turn back around and I was so into the conversation after that. I was just enamored, excited. I was so excited. But the only thing I knew him from was The Shining.
Yeah.
And then he asked me to dance.
Oh my God.
He said, "Would you like to dance with me?" And I said, "Yes, I would." Little 12-year-old. Scoots her chair out, takes him by the arm, and heads to the dance floor and had my first dance with Jack.
Oh,
it was so fantastic. And I've never seen him since then, but I would love to see him again, work with him.
I want to meet him so badly. Because you know he made a film with my dad.
Oh, he did?
So the Monkees made a film called Head.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Okay, so it's like a cult. It's very bizarre. And the first time you watch it, you probably won't understand what's going on.
Can you get it on Amazon?
You'll probably think it's a horrible film. Mm-hmm. But then you have to watch it a few more times.
Where can the people rent it?
I think you probably get it on Amazon. I don't know, Prime or something. It's around there somewhere. You can rent it. Mm-hmm. You bought it. It was written and directed by Jack Nicholson and Bob Rafelson and Jack Nicholson. Rafelson. And he was the man that made the Monkees. So it was directed by Bob Rafelson. The screenplay was by Bob Rafelson and Jack Nicholson. And then it was produced by Bert Schneider and Jack Nicholson. So the Monkees went away to Ojai for the weekend with Jack Nicholson, and they got, I guess, just like really high over the weekend.
Scripted?
And I don't know how to explain it to you, to be honest with you. It's like
you have a storyline?
Not really. It doesn't really. It's like an anti-war, fuck you to Hollywood, fuck you to the government, not the Monkees vibe at all. That's why it wasn't.
But it was Jack, so
well
they went
received
with it
at the time. And what I actually learned about Jack Nicholson is that he was trying to break into Hollywood at that time. And the way that Hollywood was set up is that as an actor, you basically would do a studio deal. So you go and you get signed for 5 films with the studio. And if you weren't in that system, then you weren't shit.
Mm-hmm.
You had to be a part of that system.
Yeah.
And Jack Nicholson, obviously, massive rebel, wild man, outlier, was like, fuck this, I'm not doing this. I'm not this guy. I mean, I don't know if he wasn't getting the parts.
No, he had a hard time because he talks about it. He sat in acting class for 10 years and watched the blonde Robert Redfords
just get
all the TV series and the movies. And he couldn't get a job to save his life.
So that's what this film was he was basically trying to get chips and collateral in order to break his way in, and it was working for him. And he started to do his own material. It was part of the story, yeah. I would love to meet him and talk to him because obviously my dad died when I was so young that I was in my, not so young, but I was in my early 20s, 22 or whatever. And there's so much I didn't get to speak to him about, and there's so much I didn't get to ask him about his life.
Yeah.
And as somebody in my early 20s didn't appreciate the life that my dad had and the people he worked with and the extent of his experience and career and achievement, that is somebody I would love to talk to just be like, what was it like? What was he like? Because I could tell my dad was uncomfortable watching that film. I could tell that it was hard for him. He was a very traditional by the book man. And even for his flaws and certain habits, was really respectful of like the Monkees' legacy and the life that had given him, and didn't want to do something that would upset the fans, and it was quite a political piece, and it's quite a rebellious and provocative, confronting piece of art.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. Yeah, you're right about meeting people like Jack, and it'll help you piece together the puzzle of your dad.
Yeah, I've got so many questions now that
Well, we need to reach out to him.
We need to reach out. There's so many
Jack,
people who I just...
let's have lunch.
He doesn't see...
We've got some questions,
apparently,
buddy.
He doesn't see anyone or talk to anyone.
Yeah, I bet he would take that meeting.
I mean, I don't know. I would fall over if he...
It's just a matter of getting a letter to him through the right channels. But that's very interesting. Wow.
I just want to I just want to know. There are so many questions I have about so many things, not just that movie, but just all of it. And my dad was there for during that time, it's like the social, sexual, political, everything was turning on its head and changing, and the places that my dad was, like, God, like, what a position to be in during all of that. And it's like, I can't even fucking ask the guy about it.
Yeah. And you and I are both have that in common, where we have these fathers who are, giants in the music business. And I think that more than it being about them, in the end, it's our process in life at this time in our lives to understand who we are and where we've come from and what we're made of. And
so many people.
There's like a concert going on outside the window. I don't know if everybody can hear it, but it's great. It's just background. There's like a luau going on out there.
So but you and I
have had so much to talk about with having that in common with who our fathers are, because we're both on this lifelong mission to piece together our own puzzles, and our dads being who they are, is a part of that.
It's a big part of it.
Everybody has that in common. Everybody who's listening, no matter what your father does for a living or who your parents are, where you've come from. In
the community or whatever it is.
We all have that in common of wanting those answers. And, if your parent has passed like Annabel's has, I don't know.
Who do you ask?
Yeah, who do you ask?
And that's the thing. Here's the thing that's really awkward. It's like, it's Jack Nicholson. It's whoever it is. It's like the list of people that he was associating with during that time.
No, it's staggering.
Like,
if you think about it too long.
The Rolodex of, like, Laurel Canyon. I'm not just going to call up Crosby, Stills, and Nash and be like, hey, guys, just wondering, But if it was just, like, John down the road, you would just call up and be like, hey, John, I know you don't know me, but you knew my dad, and I was just wondering.
Yeah.
What was it like? Or what was he like? Or...
You know what? I challenge you.
Don't.
I challenge you here and now to make a list of the top 10 people who you...
Some of them are dead by now.
Okay, well, the top living 10 people who you...
Unless you want to hold a seance.
Well, we can always do that. We can definitely do that. Knowing me, we can definitely do that. Knowing me and my future in-laws.
I've got a Ouija board downstairs.
Okay, perfect. Let's get it up here for episode 2.
No, I can't.
I know.
Well, I live next to a graveyard.
No, we're not going to go there. But I challenge you, and everybody listening is my witness, to make a list of 10 people living that you want to ask about your father.
Yeah.
And I say we, because I can help you. I can be your moral support and help you find these people and reach out to them by the end of the year. By the end of
the year.
Yes.
Oh, fuck off.
Listen, it's September right now. You got 4 months until the end of the year.
I'm not bloody reaching out. I just need to blow this candle out.
Well, then I will, and you can just be the one that gets on the phone at the end because I'm good at that.
Okay.
I've got no shame. I will call anyone. I'll call anyone.
Okay, well, can you do it for me then if I make the list?
I'm not going to do it for you, but I'm going to...
I'm too shy for
You're not...
Sorry, I'm just wandering around the room. I'm too shy for that. I'm not calling people up.
You are the least shy person I've ever met.
No, I'm not shy with my friends, but with other people I am. Kind of.
Okay, so what's your assignment?
Okay, I have to make the list of 10 people who were close with my dad, who I want to talk to. Here's the thing, is like, I'm even too scared to talk to the other Monkees about it.
Okay, this is ridiculous.
I know.
Stop it.
But I've also not been the easiest, I have to admit. I think I am the most hated Monkee child.
I hope I'm not the most hated eagle child.
I don't even know.
What is with this? Eagles and monkeys? What is this, you guys?
Spat in my face.
You guys, listen. You're going to contact them, and you're going to take them to lunch. No, wait, it's COVID.
They can't.
Okay, wait. Okay, you're going to have... Stop it. You can have a FaceTime with them.
Yeah, I can do a FaceTime.
Okay.
I'm sure if I emailed Mickey, I would email Mickey and just say, hey. I sent him a picture the other day that I found that was really funny of them, and he responded, and he was really friendly and nice.
Yeah, and the other thing is, and everyone can relate to this, is that we create stories in our heads that we have no idea if they're true. And yesterday on Instagram, Don Felder posted The Long Run. Is that an Eagles album?
Wait. Literally...
Now I have to look it up.
You
Commercial break.
During the commercial break, I'm going to tell you guys a little fact about myself.
Okay, wait, I got it. I got the answer.
I don't know I don't know any famous people. That's going to be something that we're going to do as a funny video for you guys. Is Lucy showing me pictures of famous people and I have to name them. I literally don't know their names. And when I do know their names, it's a different person and it's a wrong person.
You guys, it's embarrassing. She has no idea who anyone is. She doesn't even know who Jennifer Aniston is.
I do. I know who she is. I was obsessed with Friends. But, if you showed me... I know who Jennifer Aniston is.
I showed you someone a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and I didn't know. Yeah, I don't. I'm really really bad at it. But also, because of the trauma of my dad... any music from that time, like your dad's band, just in my mind, put it in the garbage. Can't go there.
Really? Okay, well...
Any band like that. I'm just now getting into all of that music. I watched a documentary about your dad and the Eagles the other night, which we can talk about another time.
Incredible.
But it was an eye-opener.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who any of these people are.
Did you see me in there?
I did. You're so sweet and innocent. Yeah,
you 12-year-old.
I know, and you're so lovingly looking at your dad and just being sweet with him. So cute.
So cute. I'm so happy there were cameras around to capture that. I'm really grateful. I don't know who was like backstage and capturing those moments, but I got so emotional when I saw it about that, but also about whoever was there that made sure that they captured that. Because I had put a little napkin in my dad's dressing room and I had written good luck, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
And I'd put it on his dressing room table and I thought, who was smart enough to get a close-up of that napkin?
Well, they had videographers and they had photographers that were around.
If you walked into a dressing room and you saw that, it takes a special person to notice that on a countertop.
As the videographer or as the photographer, absolutely, I would notice that. I'd be studying everything.
Yeah.
Because that's your job.
That's true. That's true.
In and out.
Anyway, whoever they are, I'm grateful to them. But
you were looking up this song.
You don't know who any famous people are. I don't know who like new famous people are. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't pull a Kardashian out of a lineup. I have no idea who these people are.
You couldn't pull a Kardashian out of a lineup?
No, I swear to God.
You didn't even know who your dad was.
No.
As a child.
I thought he was in the Beatles.
You thought your dad was in the Beatles. And that's one of my favourite stories.
And they'd say, which one is he?
And you'd say...
He's Joe.
Joe of the Beatles. Yeah.
This kid needs help. Yeah, so... All right, so yeah, we're going to have a lot of laughs over the inadequate information that we have. Okay, so anyway, back to the tangent. Don Felder, because you were saying, like, you think that these people might feel a certain way about you and you're afraid to reach out. Don Felder, who left the Eagles a while ago, and I don't know what went down, but it wasn't very good terms. Mm-hmm. He posted that it was the anniversary of the release of The Long Run, which is one of the Eagles albums. So I commented on his post, like, something supportive. And then a fan posted, I can't believe that Joe Walsh's daughter is congratulating Don Felder. That makes my heart...
I saw that. That was so sweet.
As an Eagles fan, that makes my heart so happy. And I just love seeing that.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
And then I reposted it and I said, the Felders and Don have always treated me like family. And I love them dearly. And I tagged Don and my dad and Leah Felder, who's one of my best friends, Don's daughter, because I don't know if my dad and Don speak at this point, and I don't know what went down between them, but you never know how people are feeling about each other. And I think for everyone listening, right well, yeah, I mean, everything's heightened right now. I think for everybody listening, you got to be careful of creating stories in your brain that don't really exist. And you never know how someone's feeling. You'd be so shocked if you just reach out to someone. For all you know, they're feeling the same way about you.
Yeah, totally.
And they'd be so happy to hear from you. So
I also think it's like, you can really create shit by being... Like, you know, when you walk into a room with a certain type of energy and people respond to you in a certain way, I really believe in the energy that we put out into the world, and that's what we get back, you know, or that the universe listens at least. So, yeah, no, I massively, massively agree with you. Like, it's also not my place to really actually speak for somebody else of how they feel or what their experience is, or like make any presumptions about this.
Never. It's never our place to make a presumption.
I can approach somebody and they can let me know if they're interested or not, and that's fine. Whatever, either way is all good. Like,
I think you're going to be really shocked when you make this list within 4 months, and when we go down it and contact these people. And you have thousands of people now that are going to hold you accountable for this.
Okay.
They're going to want to follow up. This is going to be a project that we follow up on so that everybody knows how it's going.
Okay, Mom.
And I think we are going to be shocked at the response that you get. Okay?
Okay.
So, there you go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. Oh,
Cheers.
You spilt your drink all over your face earlier. Do you have any left in your glass?
Yeah. Moving on from that, because you and I could talk about our families indefinitely.
I didn't even get to share my books from quarantine. You didn't ask me a single question about my quarantine. It was all about yours.
It's so boring.
Okay, well, you're the one that talked about it for 20 minutes.
Because it's just like, I really didn't want you to talk about boring books.
You said you didn't want to talk about quarantine.
Get the fucking books out.
And then you talked about quarantine.
Get the books out of that sad little Trader Joe's bag. Get them out.
No, I'm not sharing them now.
Yeah, get them out. Yes, people need to know.
Because you took up...
Get them out now.
You took up all the time talking about...
Me. Attack.
Your own quarantine.
I'm getting the books.
No, you didn't leave me any time to share about my quarantine.
I can see a cloud.
Stop. Okay, would you like to do this properly and ask me how my quarantine was, for God's sakes?
You're going to talk about emotional things. Okay, how was your quarantine? How many meditations did you do?
977.
Not actually. Are you serious?
There hasn't been enough time to do 977.
I don't know, you're on Jay Sean's thing every day.
Jay Shetty. Jesus Christ. You're the only one in this podcast community that doesn't do Jay Shetty's morning meditation.
I'm not in a podcast community.
You are. You're talking to all these people. This is the
first one.
Our listeners know who Jay Shetty is. You're the only one.
I've seen him. I know what he looks like.
Anyway. In March,
Lucy's quarantine has been mine's just been crying, starving, drinking, watching corseted women weep. Lucy
why you don't want to ask me about
Lucy's
mine.
been meditating, reading books, cooking things, getting engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Come on then, tell us about what you've been doing.
Okay, in a nutshell, listen. Jay
Pull yourself together.
Jay Shetty, thank God. If you don't know who Jay Shetty is...
We're going to put all of this in the notes.
Find out.
Footnotes. No, we're going to do footnotes.
When quarantine started, Jay Shetty had daily meditations, and he would do 20 days at a time, and those really saved me because it gave me something to hang on to.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you're making me...
No, listen, I'm just looking at you. Why are you laughing?
Because now my life experience just seems just...
No, don't let me affect you.
You're getting in the way of people that need me.
I know. She's really trying to help other people.
I'm trying to help.
Stop. No, I'm covering my face. You show yours.
Okay, people. So, listen. Yes, there's been a lot of meditating in my quarantine, okay? Not like for hours. I can't do that. I'm not that evolved, but...
How long?
Like 12 minutes.
Oh, that's a long time.
Honestly, no, it's not.
It's longer than sex.
No, it's not.
It's longer than sex.
Oh, Jesus. This quarantine has been everything. It's been the gamut of emotions. It's been everything from changing my life for the better to wanting to tap out and not knowing how to move forward. It's been depression. It's been fear. It's been hope and joy and self-evolvement. Yes, it has. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this quarantine's been such a blessing in my life. And
I can't stand when people say that.
I can't either.
It's rude.
It's very rude because you have to be very conscious of what everyone is going through, and people are going through everything you can imagine. So I don't mean to sit here and say that this has been the greatest time of my life. There have been many gifts in it.
Like meeting me.
Like meeting you, Annabel. But it has been an incredibly difficult time. I think the blessing in it for me, I will say, is that as an actor, all my work went away. Because all of a sudden, I couldn't work. There was no work.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I was forced to deal with myself.
Oof.
And I don't think I would have been forced to deal with myself unless something this drastic had occurred. Yeah. Because what it made me realize, it leveled the playing field basically for all of us. Mm-hmm. It made me realize that my ego was completely defined by my success as an actor.
Yeah.
I was only worth something as a human being if I was on a television show or in a movie or you name it. Mm. I didn't deserve a relationship, a good meal, a day off, a day of sleeping in. I didn't deserve XYZ until I won an Oscar. And I'd been functioning like that for
That's so fucked up.
A decade.
That is so fucked up.
It is fucked up.
What got you in that headspace? Yourself? Or
myself.
Like, you're just jacking yourself up being like, I've got to be better, I've got to be the best, I've got to be
Yeah, myself. Yeah, you're exactly right. Myself got me in that position. It's nothing except that my ego was completely defined by my success as an actor, like I just said. And when that went away,
yeah,
I had to take a look at what was underneath that. And I had that conversation with my dad, actually. We had a really long conversation on the phone, and I shared that with him, and he said, I know exactly what you mean. He said, I'm really struggling because I'm not a rock star right now. And it's painful to sit with who's underneath.
Yeah. To sit with you. Yeah.
To sit with you. I wasn't aware that I was functioning that way until this happened.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that I was defined by my ego. I just felt I was going at lightning speed for years at a time after this goal. Mm-hmm. And until I achieved that goal, I couldn't rest. And this forced me to rest.
Yeah.
And it has not been easy. It's been beautiful and it's been a gift. I do say that, but I don't mean it. I don't mean it in a way where it's been easy.
Yeah.
I mean it's been a gift where it has been the opportunity to sit with myself.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have had that experience, and I think
they have.
It's hard to like say out loud because obviously there has been so much suffering and like deprivation.
Yes, there has been
for like huge numbers of people.
Huge numbers.
And I think obviously we're lucky to be able to say like, oh, we've taken time off.
We are so lucky. We have a roof over our head. We have food. You know,
a support system.
We have a support system.
If things do go wrong and we don't have a roof over our head, it's like we'll have a roof
absolutely
over our head.
And I am grateful for that every day. I am so grateful for that every day.
So I just want to say that that's not what we're saying. We're just noting the fact that for some people it's given them time to just pause. Well, it's not just giving them time to pause. It's actually forced
them. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's been a force. No,
I'm just gonna sit down, put my feet up.
No, because it's not what I would have chosen.
It doesn't feel nice.
It doesn't feel nice. It's not what I would have wanted. I want to be working. I want to be in motion. But there are some days like 2 days ago, I was at home and, you know, I've got many projects in the works. I'm writing, I'm creating new music. You are too. Mm-hmm. But I was in my house the other day and I just stood still for a second and I just thought, I don't know what to do right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should go to the kitchen and eat.
Yeah.
Or go to bed.
Yeah.
Or watch a movie or get drunk or do yoga.
Yeah. I think it's been... So I get that. It was like that for me at first. I'm not an actress. I'm a singer and songwriter predominantly. And I also work in a shop and I have a tea business.
And you're very glorious with your thrifting.
Oh, I'm a thrift addict.
Which is so incredible and inspiring for people. I love watching what you do online because it's sweet. So exciting.
Well, that's just more like a hobby than anything.
I know, but you know,
I'm a thrift addict.
That's very creative what you do. I couldn't create what you do with clothes. It's very inspiring. But you help all of us who don't know how to style ourselves.
Oh, cute. Thank you.
You may not realize that it influences people, but like me, for instance, I have no idea how to style myself.
No, that's not true.
So,
okay.
Look at my outfit right now.
Oh, you look cute.
But
yeah, no, I get it. Like, I couldn't stop. I couldn't... At the beginning, I had to stop, right? So I got that. But I have other jobs that sooner than I was really comfortable with, like going back to the shop, it was like time to go back to work. I wasn't comfortable, I'm not going to lie. But I didn't want to lose my job. I need that job. And so I went back to work. And it's been really weird because I know some people are really struggling. Like you said, you're standing in your flat and you're like, I don't know what to do right now. Whereas like since June, for me, it's been like, I don't know when I can stop. So it's really weird because I know so many people are beside themselves with like so much time on their hands, or they have been in a horrible situation where they've lost their job or whatever it is. It's such a strange, polarizing time right now. It's so strange.
It's so strange. And nobody is wrong for the way they feel.
No, not at all. Nobody's wrong because it was like life was already so polarized in the last few years. And now it's
flipped on its head.
Oh my God. It's like magnified by 10.
I know. And you can't judge anybody else's process. And you can't judge yourself.
No.
Because this is an unprecedented experience that we're all having. And it is so personal for each of us.
That's the thing that's so wild about this time is that the whole world is experiencing this, yet it is so personal.
It's so personal.
It's so fucking personal.
You can't look at anyone and judge what they're doing, what they're saying, what they're feeling.
And it's personal in the sense that it's like in our bodies and on the things we touch and our clothes, and we have to scrape under our nails and scrub our hair and wear the mask and all of these things. It's like physically personal, as well as we're all emotionally, financially, logistically going through these like very unique personal situations within the umbrella of this thing that's happening to all of us. It's so wild.
It is wild. And here's my little nugget of gold that I will share with
wisdom.
What my nugget of wisdom that I've figured out for myself, and it's really worked for me. Everyone's figuring out their own way of functioning right now, right? Yeah. But through Jay Shetty, who is my main spiritual teacher at this time, Jay Shetty.
I love that you have a spiritual teacher.
Well, I mean, I've never met him. It's just online.
No, I know
but,
that. It's like having a guru.
Yeah, Jay Shetty's my guru right now. And he has helped me map out a way of functioning that's really working for me. So I'll just say it quickly and maybe it'll help somebody who's wondering about what to do for themselves. So my eating and my sleeping are on a complete schedule. So I wake up at 6 a.m. Mm-hmm. I eat my first meal at 11. Mm-hmm. I do my meditation at 9:30 and I journal for like an hour, 9:30, 10. First thing I do when I get up in the morning, I drink a large glass of water with lemon because I hate drinking regular water. It's so gross.
Yeah.
But lemon, I love it. I could drink lemon water all day. So I drink a huge glass of lemon water when I get up at 6. I eat my first meal at 11. I eat at 11, 3, and 7. 7's my last meal. My phone goes off at 8 o'clock. In the 8 o'clock hour, I will stretch and basically just stretch, do yoga, turn on a sound bath, like on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just type in sound bath.
Yeah.
And just the Tibetan bowls, just calming sounds for an hour. And then 9 o'clock in the bed, journal just about your day, what you're grateful for. Every night I journal 3 things that I'm grateful for. What I learned that day, what I accomplished that day, and what I want to focus on the next day.
Yeah.
And then I read. And in March, I started Harry Potter for the first time. So I'm on book 5 right now.
Sick.
I had never read it. I'm deep into Harry Potter. I must have my nightly hour of reading Harry Potter.
Do you love it?
I love it. I'm obsessed. It's been such an escape.
Have you seen any of the J.K. Rowling controversy?
No, stop. Don't even.
Haven't?
Don't even. I can't.
God. Okay, just wait till you finish.
Come on. I'm just too deep in the story right now.
Just wait till you finish the books and then you can dig
And then
in.
you can make it an issue.
I can make it an issue.
Well, you're going to. You're dying to right now. I can tell by your face.
Desperate to talk about it.
No, but can you let me enjoy
Absolutely
the journey, please?
I'm not letting anyone take Harry Potter away from me, so I'm sure.
Thank you. Don't take Harry Potter away from me right now.
Don't Google J.K. Rowling.
Okay, but I need him.
I understand.
Okay,
Have you seen the films?
Oculus Repair Room.
Well, here's what I do. I reward myself. So every time I finish a book,
you watch the film.
I watch the film.
Bless your heart. Have you seen them before?
No, only like 1 and 2.
I've got to reposition. I'm going numb.
Okay, reposition. Have a drink. I'm halfway through my
can't believe you've
my spiel about my regiment through quarantine. Okay, so then I read from 9 to 10 and then lights out at 10 o'clock. And then I get up again at 5:30 or 6.
5:30.
So
you've needed a schedule quite badly.
I needed a schedule because, and listen, I know.
You haven't been working on set.
Exactly right. This time I know is the only time in my life maybe that I will have to do a sleeping schedule like that. Yeah. Because in my job...
Also food schedule and having the time to do a fucking meditation for an hour and all this shit.
Exactly.
When, it's just not even... There's not going to be another time.
No, it doesn't exist.
But don't worry, we're going to be in quarantine for 4 more years, so you've got plenty of time.
Lovely. But as soon as I get back on set, and as you know, being a musician, we come home from the studio from a concert, 2 a.m, you're hungry, you're eating burritos and tacos.
Your adrenaline is through the roof.
Yeah, you stay up till 6 a.m, you're eating, heavy food all night, you sleep until 12 the next day. I mean, I know that this is a really unique time for us, and so I'm just taking advantage of it. That's been how I'm using my time to... do something different for myself and
I love that. That's so nice.
Get out of my comfort zone because that's not comfortable for me. It's comfortable for me to go to bed whenever I want, get up whenever I want, and eat whatever I want. So this is really difficult, actually.
Yeah, like being on a schedule.
It is, but
you're imposing on yourself.
Yeah.
As a former anorexic, I don't find that hard at all. I love to impose restrictions upon myself.
Oh yeah, you love
about eating, sleeping. All of that. You can laugh. It's fine. It's funny.
I'm not laughing. I hear what you're saying. That makes a lot of sense.
I love that shit. I live for it. I have to not do that.
Really?
I have to try to not do that.
Wow. I'm the opposite. I've never had an experience like that. So I've always kind of needed restriction in my life because I've kind of been a free for all in my life. I really haven't had that much structure.
I wish I'd known you when you were 21.
Oh, I was a mess.
Oh, God, I would have been brilliant.
No, I was a mess.
No, I know. Probably, I was a disaster as well, but imagine. That's why we didn't meet.
I was an insane person.
You know that's why we didn't meet.
We would have died.
Yeah, that's why the gods didn't let us meet.
No.
Because we wouldn't
have made it.
If we'd both been on that show...
Oh, God. Next episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about...
Tune in next week. We will talk about Rock the Cradle, which was an MTV show. Some of you probably saw it. I was on it. Annabel was supposed to be on it, but she pulled out at the last minute to the producer's horror and disappointment. But we both went through the auditioning process, and that was a wild time. So...
Let's talk about that next week, yeah.
Tune in again. We have many, many, many things to speak about. So the topics that we had for tonight, we didn't even get to yet.
Next week, let's talk about our experience being signed to major record labels.
So tonight we were going to touch on it, but we'll save it for next week. We can couple that with the MTV show, but we will be speaking about both having major record labels deals behind us and what that experience was like. Wow.
Yeah.
We have
a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about.
So in summary of our chat this evening, we hope you've enjoyed this conversation. Lucy, what's your advice for... So you've gone over all of your bits of quarantine. We're going to
Except you didn't let me go over my books.
I tried to open the bag. The listeners will remember the rustling of the paper bag, which I tried to open, which I was...
But you put me into doubt, so then I thought that...
stopped.
Since you thought the books were boring, I thought everyone else...
I don't know what those books are. I can't comment on whether they're boring or not.
Well, maybe I'll share them next week.
Next week. Lucy's, your tips, your main tips. Give me 3 keys to COVID-19 at home...
Okay.
Quarantine, half quarantine, working, I'm not working. Whatever your shit is, we're all partially trapped in our house in some way or another. What are your 3 main things?
My 3 main tips are: be kind to yourself, be kind to yourself, be kind to yourself.
Ah, that's so nice.
That's really all I have to say. What are your 3 takeaway tips for tonight's argument?
Okay, my 3 main tips are: drink alcohol, drink alcohol, drink alcohol.
Girl, all I have to say, all me and the listeners have to say is you better get busy on that list. You have a lot of work to do.
Talk to your friends.
Your fans or your friends?
Friends.
I can't tell with your thick British accent.
Your friends.
Your friends, okay.
Mostly it's the booze, but also talk to your friends and masturbate frequently. And next week you can share your books from that little...
I will share my books. You will share a few people from your list. We are slowly piecing together the puzzle of who we are, as everyone listening is. And being kind to yourself, drinking alcohol, masturbating, and talking to your friends are all part of that puzzle. So we hope you've enjoyed being here with us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate each of you. And we are sending you all our love, all our American/English British love.
Well, I don't think I was sending you my love as a British person. I'm sending my best wishes, kindest regards, warmest regards.
And I love you because I'm American.
Love you guys. Bye.
Mwah.